Hi, welcome back to the Wheel of Life Online Retreat.
大家好，欢迎回到生命之轮线上进修营。
We've reached session number 9,
我们已经讲到了第9堂课，
and this is going to be a meditation.
这堂课将会是一个冥想。
And some of you have done this meditation before during the lion stance meditation.
有一些朋友呢，已经在之前我们教过的狮子舞的冥想当中做过这个冥想了。
But we're about to discuss the Wheel of Life in detail.
但是我们将会细节的、详细的来讨论生命之轮。
We've been talking about how to go from one life to another life, especially the Bardo.
我们有在讲如何从一世转移到下一世，尤其是在这个中间的中阴身。
And now we're going to explore that.
接下来我们将会来好好探索一下这一点。
By the way, I made a mistake in the video yesterday,
顺便一提，我在昨天的视频当中犯了一个错误，
and I would like to correct it.
我想要来纠正一下。
So there are 2 books about how to help somebody in the Bardo.
那关于如何去帮助在中阴或者中有生的生命的书籍有2本，
And the 2 names are very similar.
这2本书的名字很相似，
And I made a mistake yesterday.
所以昨天我在讲这一点的时候犯了一个错误。
So the first book is called Pardo Turdo,
第一本书叫 Pardo Turdo，
which means just hearing about it, you can be liberated in the Bardo.
它的意思就是说，只是听到这一点，你就能够在这个中阴身当中被解脱。
And that's the book which is not considered authentic in our Tsongkhapa tradition.
然后这本书的中文名叫《西藏度王经》。那在我们宗喀巴的传承当中，这本书并不被认为是一本正宗的书籍。
And it has been translated in English as the Tibetan Book of the Dead or names like that.
翻译成的一本英文或者中文叫做西藏度王经。
So I would encourage you to rather use the great ancient books on the Abhidharma.
我会建议大家去另外不要用这本书，而是选择去读基于古老的阿毗达摩的书籍的相关的经典。
And that's the presentation I made in this course.
那便是我在这一系列的课程当中所做的讲解的经典来源。
The book name I used yesterday, which is Bardo Changdo, one word difference.
那我昨天用的另外一本书的名字叫做 Bardo Changdo， 有一个字的不一样。
That means freedom from the narrow alleyway.
那这个词，这个书籍的名字的意思是中阴窄道解脱。
And that's a great book.
那这一本书呢是非常棒的。
So I made a mistake yesterday. I mentioned that book.
所以呢，昨天我就是犯了一个错误，我在讲不对的书的时候提到了这本书的名字。
And that's a pretty famous Changchok, or how to help somebody in the Bardo.
那这是一个非常著名的就是超度的经典，如何去帮助那些在中阴身的人。
Also yesterday, or a few days ago, we mentioned the word boom, like in Milarepa's 100 songs.
那还有就是在可能之前我们有提到 boom 这个词，就是在密勒日巴的正道歌当中。
And the usual name of his book is, like the nickname is Gorbum.
那这本书的一个花名或者常用名叫 Gerbum。
So literally it means 100,000 songs.
那它的翻译的字义的意思是10万正道歌。
But the 100,000 just means a collection of his songs. It's not 100,000.
但是这个10万并不是真的说有10万首这个正道歌，而是只是指它的正道歌的歌集是一个集合。
There's a similar word, Sungbum, which means the collected works of any modern Tibetan in the last 1,000 years.
还有一个就是 Sumbum 常用的这个词，那 Sumbum 的意思就是说在近100年来任何所有那些现代的藏文所写的论点的集合。
So I think we translate it as 100 and not 100,000. So it should be translated as 100,000.
所以上次我们翻成了100是不对的，应该是翻译成10万。
Okay, so we're going to go through a meditation which is part of the ancient lion stance meditation, which was taught by Buddha and also Maitreya and Asanga.
那我们接下来要去做一个冥想，这个冥想呢其实是属于由佛陀弥勒所教授的古老的狮子舞的冥想当中的一部分。
And we're going to go on a journey to our past life.
我们将会迈上一趟去往我们前世的旅程。
But the purpose of that is to explore dependence, or you can call it dependent origination.
但是这样做的目的呢，是为了去探索缘起。
which is the meaning of the 12 links inside the Wheel of Life.
那个其实便是生命之轮里面那12支的意思，所以叫12缘起支。
We're going to be going deep into those 12 links, starting with the next session, session 10.
我们将会在接下来第10堂课当中开始深入的来讲解这12支。
And there's a way that you can explore them personally during a meditation.
那还有一种方法是可以让我们个人在冥想当中来探索这个
So
缘
let's
起，
do that together.
所以让我们一起来做一下这样的探索。
Put on my meditation timer.
我要放上我这个冥想的计时。
This is a nice timer. I would use it. It's called Insight Timer.
这是一个很好的这个冥想的软件，叫做 Insight Timer。
Okay, here we go.
好，我们现在开始，
Get comfortable on your seat.
请在你的座位上坐好，坐舒适，
A little bit of a smile.
小小的微笑。
Of course, there are serious things happening in the world,
当然，这个世界上有一些很严重的事情在发生，
but it doesn't mean we have to go around with a scowl on our mouth.
但是这不意味着我们到处皱着眉头来应对。
These are the kind of times when people need a smile,
这个时期便是人们需要一个微笑的时期，
and they need us to be friendly and warm towards them.
人们也需要我们去温暖的，然后友好的去对待他们。
Relax your forehead,
放松你的前额，
relax your fingers.
放松手指。
During the meditation, try not to tighten your forehead or get wrinkles on your forehead.
在冥想当中，尝试避免前额要避免去皱紧你的额头、眉头，或者是有任何的紧张。
Personally, I find it very useful to have a slight smile.
个人我发现，就是如果有一点点微笑，会很有帮助。
The eyes are closed, but they are focused a little bit up.
眼睛虽然是闭上的，但是他们的专注点有一点点朝上。
And it's very good to tighten the lower abdomen, which strengthens the back.
如果能够去稍微的收紧一下你的下腹部，是非常有帮助的，因为它会让你的背部挺直。
So here we go.
好，我们现在要开始，
We're going to start this meditation with 10 breaths.
我们会从10个呼吸来开始这个冥想。
So let's count 10 slow breaths.
那我们来缓慢的数10次呼吸。
By tradition, the out breath, the beginning of the breath, is the out breath.
传统上来讲，就是呼吸先以呼开始。
And remember that I'm asking you at the end of your out breath to push out a little more air.
还记得我之前有教过大家，在每一次呼气呼到尽头的时候，再多呼一点点气出去。
Let's enjoy 10 long exhale breaths. The inhale will take care of itself.
我们一起来享受10次缓长的呼气，然后让吸气自然的发生。
And we'll do a quick 7-step preliminary.
然后我们会快速的做一个7支冥想的准备。
So please invite one of your teachers to come and sit in front of you.
现在请在冥想当中去邀请你的其中一位老师坐在你的面前。
Now let's make them a gift
现在让我们为他献上一份礼，
of appreciation of some great quality of theirs.
是去欣赏他身上的一些美好的品质。
Think of something about your teacher that you really admire.
去想想你非常敬佩你的老师身上的一些品质。
Now let's clean some bad seeds from yesterday.
现在呢，我们去清除一些昨天所种下的坏种子，
Think of 2 or 3 mistakes you made yesterday
去想想你昨天犯的一两个错误，
and open up your heart and admit them to your teacher.
然后打开你的心，跟你的老师承认，
Make a promise not to repeat them
并许诺不再重复，
for some length of time.
持续某一段的时间。
Now give equal time and energy to thinking about a few good things you did yesterday and telling your teacher.
接下来把同样的时间跟精力放在去思考你昨天所做的一些好事上，并且告诉你的老师。
Now ask for teachings in your life.
现在去请求老师给你教授，
Some of them will come as a positive teachings and some of them will come as challenges.
有一些会以积极正面的方式给到你，有一些教授会以挑战的形式给到你。
Now ask your teacher to please stay in your life.
现在去请求你的老师，祈请他留在你的生活当中。
You can see a big difference between people who have a close teacher and people who don't.
你可以看到这两类人之间的很大的不同，一类人有亲近的老师，一类人是没有的。
If we're lucky, we have a teacher we can be close to.
如果我们很幸运的话，我们可以有很亲近的老师。
Now let's go back to the beginning of these preliminary steps.
那现在我们回到这些准备步骤的前面，
We are looking at the teacher in front of us.
也就是说，我们在看着坐在我们对面的老师。
Again, they are alive and they are warm. They are a real person.
再次一提，这个老师是有生命的、活着的人，他们是真实的人，坐在你对面。
Now try to imagine something about them that you really appreciate.
那现在尝试去想象，你真的非常敬佩、欣赏他们身上的一些特点。
The reason they're your teacher
他们之所以是你的老师，
is they know something that you would like to learn.
便是因为他们知道你有一些所需要学的东西。
They have certain habits or certain skills that we would like to learn.
他们有某些习惯或者某一些技巧是我们想要学习的，
So think about just any one of those.
所以只需要去想任何那样的品质。
Why did you choose them as a teacher?
你为什么要选择他作为你的老师？
What do they have that you don't have?
他们有什么特点特质是你没有的？
What did they have that you want to learn?
他们有什么是你想要去学习的？
Think about one thing,
去想一点就好，
one good quality.
一个好品质。
Now think, the reason I see this good quality,
我之所以会看到这个好品质，
if we go back to the old popular pen teaching,
如果我们再回到那个之前的非常受欢迎的笔的教授，
because a dog and a human see a pen as a different thing,
因为人跟狗看着一支笔会看到不同的东西，
that shows that the pen is coming from the human's mind.
那就意味着那呈现出来的便是笔是来自于人的意识的，
And the same object
那同样的对象
is being seen as a chew toy by the dog.
却被小狗看见是一个磨牙玩具。
Therefore,
因此，
the pen is not coming from the pen.
笔并不来自于笔本身。
If the pen was coming from the pen, then both the dog and the human would see it as a pen.
如果笔来自于笔的话，那人与狗双方都会看见是笔。
And the reason the human sees a pen
而人之所以看到是笔，
is that they have a seed in their mind.
是因为他们意识当中有一颗种子。
And when they look at the cylinder stick, the pen stick,
然后当他们看到笔的这一支圆柱体，
when they look on those parts, then the seed opens in their mind.
当他们看到这些种种的部分时，种子在他们的意识当中打开了，
And an image made of light comes out of the seed.
然后一张由光做的图片从种子出来，
And it settles down on the pen,
然后就安落在笔上面，
on the cylinder.
在这个圆柱体上。
And that's why the human sees a pen.
这就是为什么人会看到是一支笔。
Now, how that seed got into the human's mind, karmic seed,
那这个种子，业力的种子是怎么进入到人的意识里的？
we're going to explore that during the Wheel of Life.
我们将会在生命之轮当中去探索。
But we all know, because of the first law of karma,
但我们都知道，因为业力的第一原则，
watermelons make watermelons.
第一个业力定律就是种豆得豆，种瓜得瓜。
If I see an instrument of communication like a pen,
如果我看到了一个沟通的工具，譬如说是一支笔，
and that comes out of a karmic seed in my mind,
那是来自于我意识里的业力种子的，
then I must have helped some other people communicate in the past.
那我一定是在过去有帮助别人做沟通。
That also applies to the beautiful quality I see in my teacher right now.
这一点也亦能应用到我现在看到的老师身上的美好品质上。
It's coming from a seed in my mind.
这是来自于我意识里的一颗种子，
And because of the laws of karma,
因为业力的定律，
what I did to plant the seed is similar to how I see my Lama acting now.
我所做的种下种子的行为是类似于我现在在我的上师身上所看到的品质。
So this sweet quality that I see in my Lama nowadays,
那我现在看到的我上师身上的美好品质，
that's coming out of a seed that I planted by behaving like him or her in my past lives.
那是因为我在过去世当中有跟我的上师类似的行为举止而所种下的种子所创造的。
If I experience my teacher as a very patient person, no anger,
如果我经历到的我的上师是非常有耐心，不会有愤怒的人，
then it must be that in one of my past lives, I was a person who didn't have much anger.
那一定是说我在前世中是一个没有什么愤怒的人。
So we're going to go on sort of a exploration, a detective exploration.
那接下来呢，我们将会去好好的做一下探索，或者一种侦探式的探索。
That quality that I see in my teacher, the patience, for example,
譬如说，这个我在老师身上看到的很有耐心的品质，
must have been planted by me, myself, in a past life.
那一定是由我自己在我的前世所种下的。
So let's go on an exploration to our past life.
那让我们迈上去往我们前世的探索之旅，
Just in our imagination.
仅仅是在我们的想象中。
And not many of us in this world have the ability to see our past lives directly.
因为在这个世界上，并不是很多人呢有能力能够直接看到自己的前世的。
But it's fun to guess, what did I do in the past to see this?
但是去猜猜是很好玩的事情，我到底在前世做了什么，才会让我今世看到这样的？
Then use your imagination.
请好好的发挥你的想象力，
Have fun, enjoy.
去好好的享受，去好好的玩乐。
We're trying to find powerful good seeds in our past lives.
我们尝试去寻找那一颗 我们前世所种下的强大的好种子，
and make a movie in your mind.
然后在你的意识当中拍一部电影。
Oh, in my past life,
在我的前世里，
I was threatened by some other country's army,
我可能被另外一个国家的军队所威胁，
but I was very patient,
但我很有耐心，
and I refused to fight. I refused to be angry.
我拒绝去生气，我拒绝愤怒。
Then you have to, for the movie, you're going to have to decide what country you were in.
那在这个电影当中，你必须得去决定你是身处在哪个国家，
And what body were you in?
你在什么身体里，
Were you a man or were you a woman?
是男人还是女人，
What race of people or culture of people were you?
你在什么样的文化背景当中，是什么样的种族的人，
Was it last year or was it 100 years ago or 1,000 years ago?
是去年的时期，还是说过去100年的时期，或者上千年的时期，
So make this beautiful story.
去编造一个美好的故事，
Don't be shy
不要害羞，
and make it sweet.
然后让它变得很美妙。
Okay, if you have a teacher in this life, or you can even imagine a historical teacher in front of you,
你如果今生有自己的老师的话，可以去请这位老师，也可以想象一位就是历史上的人物作为你的老师。
if you even heard in this life the word Buddha or the word Muhammad or the word Jesus,
如果你今生甚至有听到像佛陀、穆罕默德或者耶稣这样的词，
it means you're a good person
那意味着你就是个好人，
and you had some extraordinary experiences in your past life.
你在前世一定是有一些超凡的经历。
So we're going to go on a pretended exploration of our past life.
那我们接下来呢，将会展开一段假装的去往前世的旅程，
Just enjoy.
只需要去享受。
Make it detailed. Don't say, "Oh, I was patient." Like, try to imagine someone specific kind of person looks like this. Tried to hit me. I was patient. Okay.
尝试让这个故事充满了种种的细节，不要只是想说我很耐心就算了，而是在这个故事当中想象是什么样的人，然后他具体在对我想要做什么事情，他怎么样打我之类的。
Recently, in my own case,
最近呢，在我自己的这个案例、自己的故事中，
if I just imagine my past life, I cannot see it directly.
如果我只是去想象我的前世，因为我是无法直接看见的，
I keep getting a woman from the Middle East,
我持续看到的就是一个中东的女士，
and I don't know, maybe it was 1,000 years ago.
也不是很确定，可能是1000年前，
And she's a physician, she's a doctor.
她是一位医师，
And I make a whole story about this physician.
然后我就编了一整个关于这位医师的故事。
So you'll see the photograph. I put it as the header for this class.
那大家也会看到我为这一堂课所选择的一张图片。
I found a picture I found a picture online who looked like her.
我上网找了一张跟她很类似的，跟这位女主长得很像的图片，
So let's imagine.
然后让我们去想象，
Have fun.
好好的玩乐，
Don't get stuck. Don't stop. If we still have more time, then slow down and make a nice story.
不要停下来。如果还有更多的时间的话，可以慢慢来做，然后去编造一个非常美好的故事。
This is an exercise in the wheel of life.
这就是生命之轮当中的一个练习，
This is an exercise in dependent
这
origination.
就是缘起中的一个练习。
The Shalistamba Sutra said,
道感经说，
and we're going to talk about it next
我
class.
们下一堂课会来谈。
Buddha said,
佛说，
if you see something,
如果你看见了某些东西，
then something made it happen.
那肯定是有因而创造它的。
So let's have fun.
所以让我们好好的玩乐。
We'll take about 10 minutes.
我们会再花10分钟的时间。
If you get tired, if you forget what you're doing, just come back.
如果你感觉到累了，或者忘记你在做什么了，只需要再拉回来就好。
Keep adding more and more detail.
然后持续的加入越来越多的细节。
Are you seeing your past life directly?
你是否直接的看见了你的前世？
I think in my case and most of us, we are not.
那在我的这个案例当中，还有我们大多数人都不是的。
Are we just imagining our past life?
我们是否只是想象着我们的前世？
Yeah, we are.
是的，我们是。
But don't forget,
但请不要忘记，
even a movie you imagine in your mind,
甚至是你意识当中所想象的一部电影，
those imaginations in your mind are also coming from seeds.
那些你意识当中的想象也是来自于你的种子。
You cannot imagine patience of a woman 1,000 years ago.
你是无法去想象1000年前一位很有耐心的女士的，
if you don't have seeds for patience.
如果你自己没有耐心的种子的话。
In that sense, higher middle way school,
所以按照这个方面来讲，根据中道的上部学派，
they would say this movie we are pretending has some reality.
他们都会说这个我们假装的想象的故事是其中是有包含一些现实的真相的。
Okay, let's go. Let's enjoy.
好，那让我们开始去享受，
Choose a beautiful quality of your teacher.
选择你老师的一个美好的品质，
Make a beautiful story.
然后去编一个美好的故事。
100 years ago, 1,000 years ago.
无论是100年前还是1000年前，
Any country you want.
任何你想要的国家，
Any person you want to be.
任何你想要成为的人，
Collected the seeds to see this Lama in my life now.
然后那个人收集了这样的种子，让我今生能够看到我这样的上师。
Okay, let's go.
好，我们开始。
Now slowly come back.
现在慢慢回来，
Come back to the teacher sitting in front of you.
回到坐在你面前的老师，
Look at that same good quality, but now appreciate it differently.
现在看着这同样的品质，却用不同的方式来欣赏。
In a way, it's part of me already.
某种方式而言，这样的品质已经是我的一部分了。
I still have that quality also, some of it.
我依然拥有它这个品质的某一部分。
Dedicate the good karma of this meditation. That's 7th preliminary.
第7支的冥想准备就是把这个冥想的所种下的善业回向出去。
Pray that all people could plant good seeds like this one.
祈愿所有人都能够像这样的冥想一样种下好种子。
Imagine a whole world of people like that.
想象整个世界充满了这样的人。
Then you can slowly open your eyes.
然后你可以缓慢地睁开眼睛，
Take a stretch.
拉伸一下，
That's dependent origination.
这个就是缘起，
It will lead us into emptiness.
这会将我们带到空性。
And that emptiness will help us in the first of the 12 steps of the wheel of dependent origination.
而这个空性将会帮助我们在12支缘起当中的第1支当中发挥作用。
See you in session 10.
第10堂课见，
Thank you, Stanley.
谢谢 Stanley 的。